This is Ian Lamont, founder of Easy Genie Genealogy Charts and Forms. Today I'm going to show you the go-to free genealogy record on FamilySearch to determine a female ancestor's husband's name if they were married. If this video helps, please like it and follow me. Let's get started. And here's the problem that I'm dealing with right now. So Sarah J. Walsh, she is a great aunt on a sideline of one of my families, and I don't even know if she was ever married before. I just have very basic information about her. Sarah J, so I have her middle initial, which is helpful. I know that she was born about 1889 in New York, and I know she died in 1987, but that's it. So I want to see if she was married and also what her husband's name was. So I know her parents' name. I don't know anything about the husband's family or even if she was married. And the most important record you can get, I'll just cut to the chase here and then I'll show you how to find it, is something like this. So this is a marriage register for the same area for people who were married in, let's see here, I think this was in the 1920s. I'd have to kind of dig into the record here, but yeah. So date of license, January 10th, 1910. So this is actually in 1910 era. And this register shows for the groom, for the bride, it shows all the information, not only about the bride's family, but also the groom's family, what they were doing, where he lives, what his parents' names were. So this is really, really useful information to have if you can find it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to FamilySearch. This is a free website, by the way. This is like probably the best genealogy website in existence right now and probably forever, because it's run by the Church of Latter-day Saints, and they're very good about sharing this information to anybody. You can just register and you can start using it. And most of the records are free. In rare cases, they may link you off to Ancestry or another paid service, but I found that that's relatively rare for marriage records. So let's get going. And we know that Sarah J. Walsh, she was born in New York, and we know that she was born around 1889. So let's see what turns up. Now, when you do a search like this on FamilySearch, basically they'll throw everything at you. Like they're throwing 46,383 results at me. That's way too many. I just want to cut straight to the marriage record. So I'm going to click in the filters area over here, birth, marriage, and death. And then I'm going to start scrolling down. Now, I'm assuming that she lived in New York her whole life. I'm not completely sure, but where I would start searching is in the New York records. After that, because she was actually born in Western New York, I would look at nearby states in Canadian provinces. So that would be Ontario, as well as Pennsylvania, and maybe even Ohio. So let's get going and find the New York records first. So you have to keep on scrolling down until you find the, geez, this is a really long list. The New York, okay, here we go. New York Church and Civil Births and Baptisms. That's not what I want. Oh, wait, I see it. New York marriages. So let's take a look and see if anything comes up there. Okay, interesting. Sarah J. Welch. Now, one thing I've discovered in my research is that oftentimes the transcriptions are wrong. This happened with a census return for the same family. Sometimes it was spelled Welsh, sometimes it was spelled Welch, even though it was actually Walsh. So let's see if this is the person, Sarah J. Welch. Okay. So actually, I see that Sarah J. Welch is the mother's name, and this is for somebody else who was born in 1887, Leslie Welch. So maybe it was Leslie Cross. So Sarah J. Welch was the mother's maiden name. So that's not the right person. So I'd go back and basically start looking through these different types of records, and I can see that it's not looking too good here, because I don't see any Sarah there. So what I might do is go back to the birth, marriage, and death collection and look through the other types of records. So I said Pennsylvania and Ontario. So let's see if anybody turns up in those areas. So I have to keep on scrolling down, going through all these different states and provinces. And wow, there's quite a few. Actually, I noticed that there's other licenses for other parts of New York. So New York City is handled differently. And then also I see that there's this one too. So let's take a look at the New York County. Okay, this might be better. All right, so Sarah A. Walsh, Monroe, New York. I think that's nearby. Birth 1888. So that could be it. So let's take a look at this one, Sarah A. Walsh. Could be a mistranscription error, or maybe my own records are wrong. But I can see again, oh, actually this looks good. Sarah A. Walsh, female, 38 years. Okay, the first names of the parents don't match, but let's say that I thought this could be the person. So I'd open up the record and take a look. and see if there's data on there that can really help me determine if it's the right family. Okay, so Monroe actually appears to be in the Rochester area. The groom. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is the marriage record. And actually, there's a lot of information here that can help me determine if it's the right person. And most importantly, if it can determine the name of the husband, because that's the reason why I came here. David E. Marchand. It shows the information about the father and the mother. Unfortunately, you can see the birthplace. It only shows USA. That's really not enough to go on. Sometimes I've found with marriage records, particularly for registers or licenses in big cities, like the clerk was really harried and they make mistakes. And sometimes these mistakes can send you on, a wild goose chase. You can't even determine if you're in the right state or looking at the right records. But this is a lot of information to go by. And if indeed I found that this was the spouse of my ancestor, the husband, I would take this information. I would start copying it. You can basically, just do a copy and paste and putting it right in my genealogy software. So I'd be opening up a new record for this person and adding that information there. In any case, that's my tip for finding the name of the male spouse of a female ancestor using marriage records if the person was indeed married. If this video helped, please be sure to subscribe to get more genealogy tips. There's a link in the description to download free genealogy PDFs as well. See you next time.